What's up,
What's
guys?
up?
Oh man, sorry.
What's happening?
Had to do it. Had to do it.
Huh,
The A10. I
hey,
found this picture like 2 weeks ago at the while I was in the shop, and I totally
ah,
forgot to send this to myself. So now I get to
huh.
enjoy it with you guys.
Almost looks like a T-Rex to a certain degree, with a cannon in his mouth. It's cool.
hmm Yeah, that's the warthogs out of
That's right.
Washington.
Oh,
I don't know.
that's cool. I like that. It's a good deal, man.
Snakes are out of
Good
Louisiana,
picture.
I believe.
Dustin's always got good pictures up here. That's
I try, man. I try. Love my A10s.
right. That's right. So, how is everybody this week, man? How's your week going so far, man?
My week?
Yeah.
Hell, it's my Monday again.
So,
I've had
right.
vendors screw me over. I've had AA Cooper Freight screw me over. Like, it's it's one thing after another.
I hear you. Always something, man. Hey, I was just glad we had a great day of flying Sunday. We flew till dark, man. Had about 4 or 5 guys out there. We had a good crowd. Got some great flights in. Flew my SU several times. My A10, my free wing A10. I flew my 64 millimeter A10. Um, Gosh, what else did I fly? Man, I was just pulling stuff out of the trailer, man. Just having a ball. It was a beautiful day. Oh, my Spitfire flew it several times. Um, Several guys had their Corsairs out there. My buddy Brian had his Corsair, the Flightline Corsair. Um, yeah, we just had a great day, man. Like I said, nobody wanted to leave. We stayed. I pulled out of the parking lot at 9 o'clock Sunday night, man. It was almost practically dark, but it was beautiful. It was awesome. So yeah, great time. They said I'm frozen, man. I don't know.
What?
Yeah, they said Jeff is frozen. We hear Jeff.
You're
He's frozen.
you're you're good on my end.
Yeah, they said they hear me, but I'm frozen.
Oh, come on, man.
Man,
All right, now you're good. I have no
I'm
idea
good
what
now.
happened there. Yeah, because you're good on OBS and you're good in front of me. Like,
Everybody's
man,
still
like,
saying I'm frozen, man. I don't know. They're saying I
no.
am.
Well, they're you gotta understand too is like they're like 20 seconds behind us too.
Okay. Now he's moving. They said, okay, good deal.
So you gotta just trust
Yeah.
me.
I mean, well, hey, I trusted you last week, and where did that get us?
All right, I have no explanation for that mess. Like
Okay, see. um, but yeah, we had some great flying Sunday, man. Great day, great day. It's about time too. Um, Weather here has been crap. A lot of rain, and I think it's going to be the same again this weekend. 4th of July rain. Um, it is what it is, man. Um, so we got 19 of our regular guys in here showing up tonight. We got Deuces Wild. What's up, Mike? David Snyder, Brian Chambers, EQ, Jeff in Lower Alabama. What's up, LA Jeff?
blew him out.
Full Watts. What's up, buddy?
Mr.
We
Watts, my
got Mike
man.
SSI. We got let's see who else. We got Brian Brody. What's up, Brian? Good to have you, man. Appreciate you supporting me, buddy. That's my man there. Um, Wild Bill. What's up? Yeah. All the guys following in here. I appreciate all you guys, man. Shadow Ops. What's up, Eric? How you doing, buddy? Um, so all right, Dustin, did you get your new magazine, man? Come yet?
No,
Um,
not yet.
it's funny. I was telling you before we came on tonight. We had an awesome thing happen Sunday, guys, at our field, and it was so cool because we were out there flying, and this gentleman pulls up, and you can tell he was an older gentleman when he got out of his car, by his posture and everything. But he walked over and he started talking to us, and come to find out, he was 86 years old, and he was basically a piece of history, man. He was a Navy airline controller. He had been at several places in his lifetime, worked on Corsairs, Spitfires, you name it, man. I mean, he was 86, but his brain was 50. I mean, he was so in tune and intelligent. But what was so cool, guys, in seeing this picture right here, you know, it's like you see the black and white, you see the kids looking at the small airplane. Well, what was so cool about that, this gentleman, he started telling us stories, and he said that his first model kit when he was a young man, little boy, was 25 cents, and it was a balsa kit. You had to put everything together, and it was wrapped with almost like a tissue paper, and it was a wind-up rubber band type model. And he said that's all he had ever built all of his life, even to current. So he was like a kid in a candy store looking at all of our planes on the ground. He had never seen planes with such scale fidelity sitting in front of him, like the Su-30 and the Freewing A-10 and the Corsair bubble top, and he loves the Corsair. So he was just in awe at what he was seeing. But us seeing it through his eyes was like magic. I mean, it was like Christmas, man. I mean, I could have listened to him talk all day because he knew so much about each one of these airplanes that we just take for granted. We don't think about. And he knew how they were built. He knew what they were made of. He knew what they carried. He knew the armament. He knew the gas capacity. I mean, it was incredible listening to this gentleman talk. And hopefully we'll have him back at the field. And I actually got him subscribed to my channel on his phone. And Dallas, if you're listening, buddy, tonight, I'd love to have him on the show, man, because guys, we're losing this history every day, and eventually it won't be here anymore. And this is stuff that none of us can imagine or have ever seen, and he's seen it all. And you think about it, 86 years old. I mean, that's a big deal.
Heck yeah, it is, man. It's pretty fascinating because at that hobby store, they've got the little skeletonized planes you put together. It has like a little tissue paper. Now, like, if you're a very patient person, you will probably find the end of the string as far as your patience goes, because it happened to me. Yeah, I could get the frame, but trying to get the tissue paper on there and like make it right, nah.
Yeah. Well, he said as a kid, most of the airplane models that he built ended up looking like bananas because, you know, the wood would warp up this and everything dislodge. And I mean, so yeah, I mean, he could not believe what he was seeing sitting there on the ground, man. He just could not believe that these planes had lights and aluminum retracts and pilots sitting in them, and they had working flaps and working retracts. He was just in awe, man, to see the Corsair gear come down and rotate, man. I mean, he was just like, oh my God, that is so cool. And we take it for granted. You know, we all think, well, what's next? What's going to be the next cool thing? And for him, it was like magic. It was like watching it through the eyes of a little kid. It was so touching to see just how much it was magic to him, and just so cool. So I hope we'll definitely have him back at the field, man, and I would love to get him into flying. I just think getting him on a box and an airplane would be awesome. He would love it, I'm sure. But this came yesterday, and it's got a lot of good pictures in here, a lot of the older planes and things like that. It's also got a great write-up on the new Hawker Hunter from BitGo and Dynam. That's really cool. But he also told us something I did not know, and Dustin, with what you do, you may have known this. But he said that you could go to not Home Depot, but Office Depot, and you could give them just about any number to whatever airplane. They could put it in and pull up the blueprints for that airplane and print them for you at Office Depot in about any size you wanted. I think that's awesome, man. Could you imagine having those framed on your wall of your favorite airplane? I just think that would be killer.
Say that again?
He said you could go to Office Depot and give them like a number of a certain plane that you wanted the schematics of, and they could go into the internet and actually download the schematic plans of this particular airplane and print them out for you in different sizes, and you'd have them so if you wanted to build the plane or if you wanted to frame them, you would have the blueprints of this airplane to go by. I mean, I just think that's cool as crap, man.
Yeah, there's a subscription base that you can pay for, and it's really it's what?
See those plans right there?
Mm-hmm.
That's the Hulk Fury. But that's what he was saying. You could give them a number, and they could just about print out anything you wanted at Office Depot.
Yeah, because they got the plotters and stuff. Because you can also too, is if you have something big or small, they can scale it down for you.
Right.
I'm trying to think of the name. They're out of Minnesota. It's where Sierra Sue's at, and a bunch of other 402 planes are at. But anyway, they've got plans, and they actually rebuild PPD-1s and other planes. But you can pay like $25 or so, and they've got like the whole manual, schematics, like everything for the planes. You can download them, which is really cool. I was thinking at one point doing like the B-17, B-25 or something like that. Yeah. And maybe like try to make like a small CNC milled like part, but just something I just never had the time for.
I was actually thinking about you today. A good friend of mine from over across the pond in the UK, RC Sean Brady, I'm sure you guys know his channel. He sent me a messenger today, and it was him wearing a Iron Man helmet that, dude, let me tell you, he could give it voice commands and tell it to open the helmet, and it would like peel apart, open up, and everything would open.
Oh yeah, that's like
he could say close helmet, and it would go jeep 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 and close, and then the eyes would turn different colors, and man, and it was like the bright, pretty red and the silver. Man, it was killer. I was so impressed by it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can show it to you right now because you'll dig it, man, with the way you're doing this kind of stuff. Where is that? Okay, yeah, here we go, right here. Let's see, Messenger. Okay.
Yeah, it comes from China. It's like a really expensive.
There you go. Look, Dustin, check it out. Watch this. Can you see it? Watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it now.
Oh yeah, you get that. Yes, that's one one's from China. Because some of the guys that I'm in the group with for the Iron Man, they wanted to buy the helmet and then like reverse engineer it, but it's just so heavy. But it's badass. It's so cool.
That one is cool. I'm telling you, it'll change colors of the eyes too. He can turn them to like a bluish color.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes up. See how it just went up a different way?
Yeah, you can do it like assembly mode where it has like all the pieces come out. Yeah, they just have it like where it just yeah. That's pretty badass. It's so cool. Yeah, like the breakdown mode.
Yeah. So Sean, if you watch this later, because he's probably asleep right now, man, because it's pretty late there. But yeah, if you watch this, thanks for sending me that, man. I knew Dustin would like it. That's pretty cool. But that's awesome, man. I figured you'd dig that. I figured you'd seen it with all the stuff you watched. So, but what's up, C Mafia? How you doing, man? Glad to have you tonight. Yeah. Build kits from those plans. Yeah, you can build kits from those plans, Brian. That's what he was saying. Top flight, yes, sir. Ruff, what's up, man? So I was telling Dustin tonight, guys, I sent him some pictures that hopefully he can throw up here as I'm telling you about this. But what I got sitting here on the table tonight, guys, I had my good friend that flies with us at the club. He had a mishap a couple of weekends ago, one afternoon, and it was his E-Flight 70mm Viper, which he loves. Sun got in his eyes, he lost orientation anyway, you know the rest of the story. So the plane goes in. Well, he was telling me about it, and I said, well, let me see it. So he brings it by and shows it to me, and of course, you know, in his mind, it's doomed, you know? I said, man, that's very fixable, man. He's like, really? I said, yeah. And he goes, well, You think you can mess with it? I'll let you. I'll bring it to you and you can fix it. I was like, okay. So anyway, I'm going to do a brittling scheme on this Viper. So what I had to do, the right-hand wing was broken off, the aileron was missing, which we found all the parts. The winglet was broken off. There was a big chunk taken out of the leading edge of the wing. I had to go in and cut the whole front end of the plane off up to the intakes, pull the battery tray out, rework everything. I put skewers back in the plane to pull it all back together, re-glued the battery tray. Also, where the canopy sits on the fuselage, there was a gap, like about probably, I don't know, between an 1/8 and a 1/4 inch. It didn't fit right. So I had to go in and take extra foam that I've got and build up that edge and then spackle over. So now you can't even tell it. It's like it was never happened. But just to give you guys a brief kind of run around here, I'll bring you in a little closer. This is the wing right here, this wing. There was a big chunk taken out here, so I had to rebuild this and put it back in. Let me see if I can get this camera around here a little bit better. I went in front of the intakes right here on both sides and cut this whole nose off and pulled it totally off. The canopy is silver around here because in the brittling scheme that I'm going to be doing, it's going to be silver here over the intake slightly and then come back to a point in front of the vertical stabilizer. Brittling will be on one wing, the number 3 will be on another one, and on the tail section as well. And then when you flip it over, both wings will be silver underneath, and then the word brittling will be going down the bottom of the fuselage. Right now, it's been primed, it's been sanded, smooth, everything is really smooth. I put one coat of flat black on it because what I'm going to do is go in here and I'm going to get all the decals on it, sand it a little more if I need to before the decals, put the decals on, and then I'm going to put a very high gloss clear on it, probably about 2 coats, to make it look like glass when it's finished, like the brittling does. It's a beautiful airplane. So yeah, I mean, they can be fixed, guys. So if something happens, try to fix them. I mean, this plane, he was going to scrap it, but all the surfaces worked on it. Everything worked great. So I had to put new hinges in. Let's see, which one? This aileron. Put it back in. All the gear works great. We're going to do the gear upgrade on this particular plane that Brendan from Just Plain Crazy did on his Viper. So hopefully you guys will get to see that too as well. And I didn't want to bore you guys with a whole spackling and this and that. We've all seen it. You know how it's done.
Hey, I gotta jump off real quick about my print's about to run out of filament. I gotta hook this filament back up or my print's gonna fail.
Oh yeah, I can see it coming.
But you're also you can hear me, or I can hear you.
All right. But
I was afraid that might happen.
But yeah, I mean, it's we've got it pretty smooth, and once it all gets finished, it's going to be a beautiful jet. Did you throw a picture of it up yet, Dustin?
Nah, it's on my to-do list. Let me get this settled right quick. Should take me long.
All right. But yeah, it's again, guys. If you're going to fly, you're going to crash, but they are fixable. It just takes some time. And this one is going to look like nobody else's. It's going to be one that nobody else has seen. Once I get all the decals and the clear put on it, make it really pop and shiny. And we're also, like I said, going to do the gear upgrade. We're going to put a afterburner in it from Guniac. So it's going to come to life, man. You guys are going to get to see it remade, and I'm sure, and what it looks like in the air and the finished product. But like I said, I didn't want to bore you guys with a redo, but if you got any questions on how to do anything, all you got to do is hit me up and I'll be glad to help you out. Sometimes it can be intimidating, but very doable. I mean, you can't even tell where this plane was cut here all the way around and the whole front end was taken off this airplane. You can't even tell. I mean, it looks really good. I have not primed and painted the bottom yet. I have spackled a few things on here, as you can see. This is where it was cut in half right across here, which is now really smooth. So yeah, I mean, not a whole lot more to do, and I'd fly this plane right now. Jeff, the gear they're coming from RC Castle. If you watch Brendan McCormick's video on the gear mod on this particular jet, he puts the link to RC Castle. The gear are $30. It's the struts with the trailing links. You use the same wheels that are on the plane. You put the struts on here, and you have to cut off the factory, the metal pieces right here. You cut these off, and then you put the strut on there. So you'll still be using your servo. So really, all you're getting are the struts, and they're $30. So but he carries you through the whole video on how to do it, and we may touch upon that a little bit as well in a video just for you guys. But yeah, Brendan at Just Plain Crazy, check him out, and he'll show you exactly how he did it. He did a great job on this plane. It's an awesome flying jet. I mean, if the 90 flies nearly as good as this one, and I'm sure it does, the 90 is going to be a sweet jet, especially with the reverse thrust. Definitely check out Brendan at Just Plain Crazy, and he'll show you how he did it, Jeff. You'll enjoy that video. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I've been working on. Other than flying Sunday, this is what I've been working on the past few days. Try to help my friend out and get it back in his hands, and he'll have something nobody else does. I told him I was going to do a little decal on the ventral fins, though, that says customization by Jeff's Custom RC. He was like, yeah, I got no problem with that. Bill's a good guy, man. He helps me out when I need stuff, and good friend of mine. So Bill, it's going to look good when we get it finished, man. So but yeah, guys, if you have your AMA, you're getting this magazine. Some months it's about as bored as watching paint dry. This month it's a little better. Like I said, it's got a big write-up on the Hawker Hunter from BitGo or Dynam. It's a good write-up on that particular plane. Got a nice ad in here from FMS showing the Rafale, the BEA Hawk, the 70mm FA-18, and the 70mm F-16 from FMS. You got some these are different people with different planes that they've done, and they look really nice. So there's a Boeing 714 waterplane. It's beautiful. I love that. P-38 Lightning, Top Flight's FW-190, which is really sweet. Then you've got the Free Wing BEA Hawk that somebody's customized and repainted. But yeah, I mean, again, guys, part of having your AMA, it's $80, but you get a great magazine each month. And some months, like I said, it lacks a little bit to be desired. Other months, pretty good. It's got some good stuff in it. Got some good suggestions on ways to do airplanes. This was in Florida Jets. That's a beautiful jet right there. It's a big jet. Really nice planes there, guys. Let's see. So FedEx had my Draco hostage. I hear you. Yeah, George, I know you were there with Brendan. He is a good guy, man. But yeah, there's just some good articles in here, guys. And some good tips a lot of times. You'll pick up some good information. It also gives you a list of the upcoming events for your area, like fly-ins and things like that. Speaking of which, our fly-in here in Greenville, North Carolina at Coburn Field will be October 23rd, which is a Saturday. If the weather is nice, you can get there Friday evening or Friday afternoon and camp out if you want to. And fly with us, man. We're going to have a great time. We're going to have some good food, good fellowship. Yeah, it's anything flies. We're going to have a good time. There'll be some turbines there from Mr. Baron Walker, as you guys know him. Yeah, we'll be putting on some good flying. We've got some great pilots, and you'll see some pretty planes. And right, or good-looking planes or nice planes, whatever you want to call it. You don't want to say your plane is pretty, okay? Um, but yeah, check out the size of this plane, guys. You'll love that. That's like hand size right there. That little, what is it, Mustang? Isn't that cool? I mean, that's what I say, man. That's like the size of kits the old man at 86 years old was building when he was a kid and flying around. I mean, can you imagine that? I think that would just be cool, man. Um, you gotta like that kind of stuff. You know, it's like I said, guys, it's history, and it's gonna be gone. I mean, we won't have it around much longer. So anybody that you can talk to about stuff like that, you better do it now. Um, let's see, they got the National Fun Fly at Muncie, Indiana. That's going to be Friday, July 30th through Sunday, August 1st. That's going to be a big event, guys. That would be a good one. I'd love to see that one myself. And then, of course, we all know right here, the brand new 80 millimeter F-16 from Horizon Hobby and E-Flight. That's the sweet jet. Pilot Ryan did a great video on that one as well, guys, with Bobby K. I'm telling you, I think that's a great scale jet as far as 80 millimeter, like Ryan said. Seems to be the sweet spot for a lot of guys. Like I said, I was impressed when they were unboxing it and putting it together. I was very impressed by what I was seeing. Again, another, like I said, great write-up right here on the Hawker Hunter from Dynam and BitGo, guys. You can get yours there. Big 3-page spread on this particular jet, guys. Seems to be a good one and a hit. So yeah, definitely check it out. Actually, it's 5 pages. So it's a good write-up, guys. Let's see. Shadow said, problem is that the Viper needs you. I hear you, man. Well, hey, you know I love my Arctic camo, man. I'd have them all in Arctic camo if I could. What's up, Jackson RC Aviation? How are you, buddy? Mr. Jermaine Spencer, Dennis Farley, Jeff Adams. Hey, a lot of good. I appreciate all you guys coming here now. We got 35 in the house. Please hit that like button and do it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Click it, guys. Thumbs up. That helps. Shows algorithms. You like what you see. Share it out. Tell your friends. We're just having fun here. Dustin is working on his printer. I'm babbling. Talking about airplanes. But hey, that's what we do, man. We're just having fun. So went out, like I said, Sunday, guys. Flew all day till dark. I didn't do a lot of video. We just wanted to fly and have a good time. That's what we did. I did get one video of Baron flying almost at dark because he wanted to see the Guniac fiery booties really good, and it was so good that he couldn't hardly see the airplane because, as you guys well know, the F-22 does not have lights other than the fiery booties and the landing light on the front nose gear. So, that being said, thank you, George. I appreciate that, man. He did a great flight. I was trying to stay focused on him with the changing of light from one end of the field to the other because the sun was going down to the west and the east was darker. But I got the video, guys, and it looks, I'll say, good to pretty good. The burners look great in the plane. Let me know if you guys want to see it. I don't want to put up anything you go, man, that's blurry or blah, 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 because it was changing, and it was hard. It was dark, guys. And one end of the field was brighter than the other, so you know when you're panning a camera from lighter to darker, the focus does crazy crap. So that being said, I think it's a great looking video for what it is. Could it be better? Yes. But if you really just want to see some good flying, because that man can fly the crap out of an airplane, guys. And you want to see the fire booty in the F-22, let me know. I'll be glad to post it. I just don't want anybody going, why is it changing blurriness, or why is it what? Because it's dark. I mean, it just is what it is. So, but that was the only shooting I did Sunday, man. We just had a good time. Didn't really get into it much. Like I said, I flew the SU. I bet I flew my SU 5 times and landed it like butter. Okay? Great flying jet. So, Brian Brody says, does anybody know if the 1050 kV faster than the 650 kV?
Got enough information.
I would think so.
Depends what kind of bird, weight of the bird, and all that good stuff is.
What are you talking about, Brian? What's it in, man? What's the ESC size? What have you got this in? Jared Kirby, what's up, buddy? RC Rowland, how you doing, man? Paul McNeil, good to have you, buddy. Yeah, EQ struggle's real, man. It is what it is. What's up, Gus? Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you, man. Hey, we're just having fun with it. It's what it is, you know. Like I said, night times, it's hard. I mean, he couldn't even hardly see orientation. Matter of fact, he landed pretty soon because orientation was not easy on that F-22. And you guys, if you have it, you know it's not real visible anyway, even during daylight, especially in certain ways it turns and everything. So, yeah. Let's see. Brian on the same battery and prop, yes, but amp draw will go way up. Okay, cool, Dennis. I'm sure Brian will chime in and let us know what he's talking about there. Let's see.
Alright, so I got the, ooh, I hope that works. Looks like it's working.
What are you making, man?
At the moment, trash.
So.
Oh, what the heck, dude? Man!
Yeah.
That's garbage.
Yes, it is, George. Yes, it is. Yes, it is flat. Then we call it flying flounder, Eric. Brian Brody said the 1050 kV comes in the mall, which you had, Dustin. M7 placed in P40 FMS 1400. So, Brian, is the question you're asking is if you take the setup for the mall and put it in the FMS P40 1400, is that what you're asking? Because I think that's what you're saying, but I just want to try to be sure.
I got that slideshow up if you're ready for it.
Yeah, throw the pictures of the Britling so these guys can see what I'm going to be throwing up on this airplane, man, so they know what I'm talking about. In case you guys haven't seen a Britling, I don't know. They are a group kind of like the, what do you call it, the Angels and the, God, I went blank all of a sudden. Anyone, chime in.
I'm just having fun watching you struggle.
Well, I mean, yeah, I get it. Hey, but somebody's got to do it, man, you know? But no, seriously, they're a group of guys that fly in formation together, and the planes are incredible. So that shot right there is beautiful. That's the belly of the plane and what it will look like. Yes, the Viper has winglets, but I'm going to paint those gold as well instead of the little tank tubes on the wings. But we're going to put number 3 on the tail and the wing of this plane, guys. And that's what she's going to look like when we get done, and going to try to get it as glossy as possible and make it look shiny. And we're also possibly thinking about putting another pilot in as well because it only has one on the Viper. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. What do you guys think? I think it's going to look killer, man.
It's going to look awesome.
Like I said, the airframe, the front of it really favors that Britling. Granted, the winglets right here are different, but I'm going to make them look good too. Other than that, man, I mean, it's just got a great airframe for that airplane, guys. I mean, what do you think? I mean, I think it's pretty damn cool myself. Jared, it's the E-Flight 70mm Viper. I was just showing it. My friend crashed it, and I've got it all back together and painted. And we're going to do the Britling scheme on it and get it really, really high gloss, like wet paint with all the decals on it. This is just a flat black that's on it right now, and I got to do the silver here here and down the back. I got to do the silver underneath here, and put all the decals. My wife's making the decals for it. So yeah, it's gonna look sweet when I get through with it. Yes, Swiss manufacturer. That's right, Gus. Yes, it is. Yeah, George. He actually, I think he was going to trash it, man, because he's not a per se modeler. He actually loves to fly, and he's a pilot. He teaches pilot lessons, and he flies private jets for people. He's a great pilot, but he's not somebody that really has all the skill set to model, and he doesn't really want to mess with it. So he would have probably trashed this airplane, especially with the wing busted in half, a big gouge. Front end was kind of creased up, and I've got it very straight now. So I told him, I said, man, it's fixable. He said, well, here, do what you want to do with it. And I said, well, I'll fix it and I'll give it back to you. Because everything works on it. And we're going to do the gear upgrade as well that Brendan McCormick did on Just Plain Crazy.
And Jared, there's dot matrix printers. I can still hear those in my head. Dad had one when I was sick and had to go to the office because, well, I was too young to be by myself. Every time we print off the invoice, oh yes. But,
yeah, Jared, I think it's going to look nice, man. I've already sent him a couple pictures of what I've done so far, and he's pretty impressed by it. So,
it's going to look more nice. I think it's going to look sick.
Yeah, won't nobody else have one like it, that's for sure. That's what's going to be cool about it. So, biggest thing I told him, man, and you guys know how this goes, I said, okay, Bill, when this damn thing's done, you can't leave it in the sun, man. And if you're not flying it, it's got to be in the shade, okay? I said, because if you put it in the damn sun, it's going to gator like that. You know what I mean? So, it's got to be kept in the shade. Don't walk away from it for 5 minutes sitting on the ground, because if you do, it's going to gator. And he gets it. So, other than flying it, it will be in the shade. I'll see to it. What's up, Farmer? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, Farmer Man, how you be?
Yeah. Old dot matrix printers. That's right, man. They're noisy. What's up, GB?
I thought the sound they made.
I got the fan on in the garage tonight, GB.
They could, George. It's like they were the. You could say they were the start of techno, because they would always sound so different. It's just a print depending on what it was actually printing out.
Through that. I was talking to GB last night, man. He showed me a picture of a thermometer. It was 142 degrees on the pavement where he was yesterday.
Like, how in the hell does Washington get that hot? Like, it's been hot here, right? But it ain't been that hot. Well, I haven't measured the pavement, but it ain't been. Excuse me. It hasn't been that hot at all. So, I'm like, dude.
All right, so Dustin, Brian was saying he's placing the old mall motor in the P40 1400 FMS, which is 1050 kV. Obviously, the P40 was 650 kV, is what I'm guessing, and the mall's got a more powerful motor. So,
does the P40 have a two? What type of prop does it have? Is it 3-blade?
4-blade. Four blade prop. Look, he's got the little FMS T28, man. He put 6S on that damn thing, and it's like it almost pulls the wings off of it. You know what I mean?
The wings are.
When he flies that thing, man, he comes down the damn field, man, and it is like getting it. You hear what I'm telling you? But it sounds so damn good. Talk about buzzing the tower, man. He's buzzing the tower with that thing, bud.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, Paul, I don't think those people are used to the heat, man. I mean, down over here in North Carolina, we're used to some heat. Then people over in certain parts of California, Seattle, places like that, man, this heat it's unheard of for them. A lot of them don't even have air conditioning, man. That's what's so sad for these people. And it's going to be sad for us if they don't get some relief and some water, because our things like lettuce and other produce that come from that area, you guys better get ready to not have it or either pay the price, because it ain't looking good right now. Yeah, Oregon's been hot too. Colorado's been pretty hot too. Dennis Farley, Brian, he said he does not think the ESC will handle that motor. So you might want to change the ESC if you're going to do that. Yeah, GB, that's what I've been hearing. My wife had a hard time finding fresh lettuce in the store yesterday, I believe, around here. Kind of scary.
It's always scary. It's a modern world.
Yeah.
But
did any of you other guys get any good flying in this weekend?
Oh, I finally got my props for my Draco.
Oh, did you?
Yep, and I lost so I bought the big tires for the Draco, and Durbo didn't send the inflator with it, and they kept saying, "Oh, we'll send it." And I don't know what the hell happened. Anyway, when I went to Raleigh Hobby, they had one that looked like it was back from, they'd been on the shelf for like, I don't know, 5-6 years or so. So I got it. Got the props.
Jackson.
Oh, and on the landing gear knuckle, you got the landing gear, and then you have the knuckle that the shock's attached to. Well,
yep.
That axle, there is a brass nut that is also has male threads on it. It has male threads coming out. It's an adapter over there, it looks like. I was tightening that joker, and my dad walked in and kind of like startled me, and I jumped, and when I did, it broke. So I had to buy the whole like bottom knuckle axle assembly just to get that one little nut or the adapter. You're like, well, you could have made one. Yeah, I could have made one, but by the time I'm like, no. It's like
just no.
$15 versus having the source material and then like measure and model it and stuff. Like, nah, I'm good. I bought some other stuff too, but I forgot. But they had a Rafale. I know, I caught myself. Dude, that plane's a lot bigger than I thought it was. Like on the box. They had a lot of FMS planes there. A lot. They had the Focke-Wulf 190 E-Flight.
Wow.
They had the 1400 P-51. Man, I mean, they had a lot of good stuff. They had this huge jet on consignment that was like used for a display model. It had nothing in it. Oh, that plane that you keep telling me to go get, the FMS that has the high wing with the Raven on it. Yeah. They had one of those up there, and I was close to getting it just to hang it up, man. I was like, man, $250, like I got enough high wings.
Yeah, that's true too.
But since my parents got that place at the lake, they had a what's that boat? It's a speedboat. It's a black speedboat that's big. It's like $500. And my mom is
What's up, Jeff? Hey, give Jeff a wrench, man.
Oh, wow, I thought he had a wrench. My bad.
What's up, buddy? What's your sidekick Bobby, man? You tell him to drag his ass up in here. See how he is.
Yeah, we all do need to get together. But hey, if you didn't know, there's a fly-in October.
That's right. You guys better come. I want to go to Bobby and them's field, man. That's a nice looking field too. It looks a lot like ours. I'll
really
drive
nice.
up there, man.
It's really nice.
Yeah, that's C Mafia just said the Blackjack 42 is the boat you're talking about, man.
Blackjack. There you go. There you go. Because there's this all right, guys, there's this YouTube channel called The Shit Show, but it's SCHIT.
Chit Show.
Yes. And what it is there's like these 2 or 3 guys that like film the boat ramps of Miami. And like just the stupid stuff you see. Oh my god, it's so
That's like that's like what's the Crocodile Fred? You got Fred
Right.
the Crocodile.
But there's this other one where he does it too, where there's in Miami there's this huge, well, it's a relatively small inlet that goes out from port, but it's so choppy. So you'll see who's the newbies and who's the more experienced.
That's Haulover Inlet.
Is it?
Yeah, that's going out of Miami. That's Haulover Inlet. That's the roughest inlet around, man.
Dude, you'll see some guys, they're just like, bruh, then they come out of the water and hit that first wave, and they crash down, and they just stop. A few of them they'll turn around because people got hurt. The big yachts and stuff, man, they just plow right through it just because of the weights on their side. But man, some of these speed boats and cigar boats, man, they just keep getting it. Like, these guys are hardcore.
Yep.
It's
what I'm
so
saying.
cool.
Have you ever seen it where people get washed out of the damn bow of the boat?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, man. They hit the wave and the water comes in and it just washes them right out of the boat.
Oh, man, it's so funny.
Yeah.
So
So,
funny.
I'm gonna ask you guys. I after watching Dave Marshall's show Monday night, last night, watching which part of it we got to watch, Pilot Ryan's show Saturday night. I don't know about you guys, but I went to the Trust.Model Aircraft website and I took my test, and I am now trusted. All right, by who I don't know, but I'm trusted.
So let me ask you this: what is the big deal about this thing? Because I feel like it's been like rammed down our throats, and I'm from one that's.
Well, I mean, if you don't fly at an AMA field, you know, you're just taking your chances, pot luck. You know, if somebody sees you and wants to do something, fine, whatever. You may never have a problem. I fly at an AMA sanctioned field, so therefore it's just like
I mean, I'm an AA member. I mean, don't get me wrong about that, and like, I got my number and all that mess. But like, my thing is why have this? Why have this now? I mean, I'm not fought. I've been out of the loop.
It's all part of this whole drone thing, man. That keeps, you know, and in all honesty, I think I'm cool with it because of the fact that if you do fly at an AMA sanctioned field, you don't have to have remote ID and all this crap on every plane you fly. So I'll go take a damn test that stays with me for a lifetime, and I'm happy with it. I've got my certificate. The test took all of 15 minutes. It's 25 or 30 questions. You're not going to fail it, and then you get a certificate. I don't got a problem with it, man. And that way, if anybody does ever come to our field, like we have a fly-in, somebody could say, hey, you need to check these guys. We're having a fly-in. So you hope they don't, but they could. If they do, and you don't have what you need, they're going to fine you. And then they could find the owner of your field.
That's the thing about the law. Like, you have to be... They have to have a suspicion that you are committing a crime. They can't come up like...
No, they don't. No, they do not. If they want to come by your field and say, I need to see your FAA number on each airplane that's yours sitting on the ground, and I need to see the certificate that says you took this trust test, and you can't show it. You know, I mean,
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just saying, like, that's the thing, like, in North Carolina, like, you can't just go up to somebody and say, hey, let me see your ID. Let me see your papers.
But
and, like, with
also somewhere where if you were in a liquor store, they can. So,
well, I mean, if you're buying liquor, I mean,
an airplane,
but my thing is, like, you're talking about law enforcement versus like a clerk behind a cash register, right? Just like the ATF, like with my suppressors and stuff, local law enforcement, they can, but actually no, they can't. They can't come up and say, hey, let me see your paperwork. Let me see your form 4, form 1, right? Because majority, I'm not talking bad about LEOs, but they're not trained in NFA. They don't know what the hell they're looking at most times. I mean, I'm talking with Bobby. Bobby knows.
Yeah, it's like George Watts just said, this is the best case scenario for us, man. I mean, if this is all they're asking us to do is take a test that you're not going to fail, hey, man, I'm good with that. If that's it, that's all it is, they're going to leave us alone. If you're flying an AMA sanctioned field, I'm cool with it.
I'm just really big against government.
I mean, again,
I'm not an anarchist.
It's like I got nothing to hide, so.
Right. But like when you put people into power, and it's psychology. There's psychology studies that prove this, that people do abuse that power. But again, I was just asking because I've been out of the loop. It's just like I got on Facebook and everybody's like, trust, take this trust test, take that trust test. I'm like, what's going on here? So since you brought it up, that's why I just wanted to ask about it.
Well, but I mean, at the end of the day, truthfully, it's questions we all should know anyway. If you're a good pilot, I didn't have a problem with it. Dave Marshall took it on Pilot Ryan's show the other night. I mean, he actually answered some wrong. It's not going to let you get it wrong. So for some people, it's almost like a recap for things that you didn't know. Now you do.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, man. There are people that come to fields and don't have courtesy and don't know how to fly and can cause problems. It's happened, and
oh yeah,
that's never, so again, and let's face it, we've all experienced signal loss, right? So for instance, you're flying an airplane, you lose signal, plane keeps flying. It flies until it runs out of battery. It goes into the windshield of a car. It kills somebody, possibly a relative of yours coming home. Okay. Again, if that plane has a number on it, they knows who it was. If you've got AMA, you should be covered to a certain degree. You're doing everything you can. And if you've taken this test, you're totally covered for that. I don't know. I mean,
what's up, Bobby?
I feel a lot of what you're saying. I truly do. But at the end of the day,
my thing is, I just hate having somebody come up and be like, "Hey, let me see your shit." I'm like, who? Like,
but
what?
If you're not in an AMA sanctioned field, more than likely they're not. But if you're flying somewhere in a park, they can too. I mean, depends on who sees you and who wants to be an asshole that day.
Right.
That's how it works.
Another reason I bring that up is because I actually had some deputies about an hour south of me. We're all shooting. We're shooting machine guns, shooting suppressed grenade launchers and stuff like that. And Cal comes up like, "Hey, let me see your stuff." Like, legally, we ain't gotta show it. And he kept like trying to harass us about it. And finally, one of my friends is really good friends with his ATF agent, and called him and said, "Hey, can you come out here and like help us out here?" Because they wouldn't drop the issue. And it's just like this whole, yeah, I get it. You have nothing to hide, show up. But the point is, like, you ain't got to do it. Now with this whole FAA trust deal, like, I don't know. I haven't read up on it. Like I said, I just saw it this week, and it blew up all over Facebook. I knew of some test. I figured something got passed. I was like, I fly at my parents' house, so I just didn't know.
Well, it's like George Watts says. It's like fishing without a license. You hope you never get caught. It's like hunting without a license. You hope you never get caught. But if you do, they're gonna bust your ass, possibly, and take your guns, take your boat, So I don't know. I just don't want no hype, and I do only fly at one place, and I do fly to AMA sanctioned field. And again, we are having a fly in October 23rd. We have normally try to have a couple a year, and I don't know. You'd hate for somebody to go, "Oh, they're having a flight," and you might want to get somebody to go check them out to make sure they got all their stuff. Or somebody that maybe got pissed off, and left.
Yeah.
You don't never know. People have vendettas and stuff. You just don't never know, man. And I mean, I don't know. Like I said. Dave Marshall said the other night he carries his AMA number, he carries his FAA number, and he carries his trust certificate in a lanyard, all in a thing that he's. If anybody says anything, here, there it is. I mean, big deal. Look at it. I'm flying. See you later. I mean, that's kind of how I look at it too. Whatever. If it's that big a deal, here it is. I gotta go fly a plane. I'll see you. Let me know when you're done. You know. I don't know.
And see, the thing is, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that the FAA hasn't given, and if they have, tell me now. When it comes to like how big the text has to be that goes on your plane, like they have.
I don't think that really matters as long as it's there, somewhere.
But my point is you can have an a-hole like I can print that stuff so small you have to get a damn magnifying glass. Legally, it's there, but you have no. And the reason I say that is like ATF. ATF says, hey, if you engrave a serial number onto a firearm, it has to be 3,000 steep after coating, and it has to be at least an eighth of an inch tall. But they don't. They just say, hey, you gotta have your stickers on your plane. So it leaves it up to interpretation, because there's a few guys that are big in this hobby that have done that. Because they've reached out to me and said, how small can you make it? I'm like, how powerful of a magnifying glass do you want?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, shit, if you look at the fine print on most stuff like receivers, hell, you can't even tell what positive and negative are unless you get a magnifying glass to look at the post.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I get that. But on my planes, like, for instance, my F-16, if I can zoom you in on this, I've got it on this plane. These are my numbers. I don't know if you guys can see this one right there, okay? On the ventral fin, you probably can't see it real well, or right above the ventral fin, right there. There's the numbers. It's got my last name and then my numbers below it, okay? They might be a quarter of an inch tall, if that. My wife makes stencils that I can airbrush with and put them up there in any color. They look like call numbers. I kind of dig them. I think it looks pretty cool. But, you know, to each his own. I mean, you either do it or you don't. It doesn't matter. I think it's like anything else. You can play rebel and don't do it if you want to, and you may never have a problem. I figure, screw it. I'm just going to do it and put it on there. Like I said, I think it kind of looks cool, actually. And like Jeff in Lower Alabama, you know, he uses a fine tip Sharpie. I like the stencils that my wife makes because I can do any color airbrush. I can use a sponge. I can use a brush. I can put it wherever I want to. And my stencil is a pretty decent scale size for the size planes I fly. So, you know, we've sent these things out to people in California in bigger sizes. Depends on what size plane they're flying. If they're flying quarter scale, we make them the size of call letters. Depends on what they want. So, you know, to each their own. You know, Dave Marshall knows a lot more about it than I do, obviously. Ryan, I'm sure he does too, because him and Dave talk a lot. I just felt like the other night after listening to their show, I've already got my FAA numbers. I've already got my AMA. I figured, why not go take this test and get the certificate? So I did. So, as I said, I'm now trusted. By who, I don't know. I got it. You know, I got it. Yes, Deuces, you are very right. Unless the federal government is involved in our great... Yes, you are right. And there's a lot of shit we don't need them to know, but I'm not flying a gun around. I'm flying an airplane. So.
Well, okay, you're saying that. Flying a gun around. That is illegal. ATF. If you fire a gun, like they got that video where that guy is has the Glock 19 or Glock 17 on a drone and he's firing it remotely, dude, you're gonna end up in prison with Bubba and you're gonna be his female dog.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. That's very, very, very illegal. You cannot, and what makes it illegal is you cannot fire it remotely. Your finger has to push the button. Or you can have like a hand crank that every time you turn it one time, it fires once. Thanks, Jeff. We gotta get together soon.
Yes, definitely.
They're concerned about Joe Blow drones. Oh, the drones is what they're more concerned about. Makes sense.
Well, and Bobby, it's like a friend of mine said tonight. You know, he said FAA doesn't have enough men on the ground to take care of real scale aviation, let alone this crap. And he's right, probably.
And that's sad because, in the sense of it, like you got guys that are people, personnel that are great at their job, but the resources are so stretched so thin that stuff slips through the crack, and that's when you can have a disaster happen. Yeah. Not saying that you could. I mean, not saying that you couldn't. Even though I feel like the slim would be, or the disaster would be very slim for something like this to happen. Yeah. But it also seems like it increases the probability as well.
Well, but when you got, like, we got a guy right here in Greenville that went to our hospital, man, and flew a drone where the helicopter takes off, okay? Okay, well, they busted him, they slapped him on the wrist, and they told him, don't do it again, because if you do, your ass is going to prison. 2 days later, this clown comes back to the same damn place and does it again. And so they busted his ass hard this time. The FAA steps in, and now his ass is sitting in a federal pen, man. It's like he didn't believe what they told him, so now he's sitting in prison over a damn drone. I mean, and it's like, how stupid can you be? But that's what's gotten us to where we are today, is these dumb, doing dumb.
Dumb, yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is like, I have no problem doing it. It's just, like I said, I didn't know what it was all about. And I just saw it posted on Facebook, and it was just literally like my whole feed was just like trust. I'm like, what the hell is this all of a sudden, right?
Well, it's like Dave Marshall said, you know, it's people making a mountain out of a molehill. Just like, you know, after watching their show the other night, I said, yeah, you know, you're right. Damn, go take the damn test. It takes, what, 20 minutes, if that. You're not going to fail it. It just kind of refreshes what we know, and you get a certificate for it. Woohoo! Okay, so done and done. So, you know, that's all you have to put in is your first and last name. You don't have to put your FAA number in there. You just take the damn test and it's done. So they send you a certificate, you print it off, you're done. So yeah, Dave Marshall, I did it, and you're right. I just said the heck with it and went ahead and done it, man. So
yeah, one of my friends. So I'm in the process now of getting my FFLs, and a friend of mine, he was like, I will pay for your filing fees if you start an LLC named the ATF for alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. I'm like, nah, because if I do, that's like a slap in the face to them, and I ain't trying to be on nobody's radar. But hey, if you still want to pay for it, that's cool.
And Jared, I'm like you, buddy. You know, we fly with a great group of guys. I love the fellowship. I love flying my planes. And if that's what I got to do do it and do it enjoyably and not have to worry about crap, I'm like you, man. I just said, heck with it. I did it too. And I think all the guys in our field have and are. So, you know, and maybe, you know, if we show them that guys like us are more responsible to do this kind of stuff, man, they'll leave us alone and worry about these dumbasses flying these quads and stuff. Not all of them are dumbasses. I have a quad myself. But you know what I'm talking about, guys. There are people that have gotten us to where we are right now with this whole thing, and it's not aircraft like we fly. We did not start this problem. We've been flying model airplanes for years before drones were ever developed and didn't have a problem. And now all of a sudden we do. So you know what I'm saying when I say dumbasses that fly drones. Not all of them are, but the ones that have caused the problem, you know who you are. And so, yeah, I do love what I do. I love my friends. I love my planes. I love our field. I love where we're at. And, you know, I just feel like, why not? And George Watts, it's like he says, it's not a test, it's training. You know, I got no issue with that, you know? I mean, so, And yes, we do follow the rules, Marshall. I mean, that's it. We have fun. We're all taking turns. We're not acting stupid. We might fly a couple of tandem flights or a gaggle as we call it, but we're all communicating. We know what we're doing. Doesn't say that we don't crash occasionally, but normally if we do, it's a controlled area. We know what we're doing, where we are. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents anyway on that. So yeah, I thought it was a good show the other night, and I enjoyed it, and it did. I didn't know nothing about the test. I hadn't heard about it until the show, so it really informed me, and I appreciate it. I actually screenshotted your link in the chat, and I went to it the next morning and took the test, and I'm done. So, yeah, I'm glad I did it. And that's right, Roach. It doesn't matter if the rest of us do what we're supposed to. It only takes a couple of dumbasses to do the wrong thing and screw it up for everybody. And that's what the old saying is: it only takes one bad apple, and that is true. So, and those bad apples are messing it up for all of us.
Right. And I'm not complaining about it, guys. I'm just, again, I don't trust the government. Never have.
No, but that's what we're here for, man. I mean, we can have our opinions, and I mean, we can have. I'm glad you have your opinion, and I have mine, and I think that's what's so cool about what we do here.
Right.
Is that we can all have an opinion and a voice. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, and I respect your opinion. I don't like all of it either. I'm with you. I feel you. I mean, I've got a lot of the same feelings you do, and I get where you're coming from. I mean, so that's what's cool about what we do here. Everybody can have an opinion, and we can talk about it, and nobody's offended.
Yeah, I'm not offended. I mean, yeah, I'm still gonna go do it, but like I was saying, like I just didn't know what it was. It's kind of like for me, I got blindsided because that's all. Guys, literally, there was like 4 people that I saw that kept like posting it in every group, and it was just like you scroll down your feed, you'd be like, oh, there's somebody posted their kid. Oh, it's cute. Trust. Jeff posted something. Trust. I'm like, what? And I figured somebody was going to talk about it.
Well, and here's a prime example. Roach Coach just brought up a great point. I have a lake house that is on a state park lake. Okay, it's owned by the state of North Carolina. We have wildlife there. We have a museum there. It is a state-owned lake. Okay, so that being the case, let's say I'm flying my albatross or I'm flying my beaver off the lake, and I do. And let's say somebody don't want to hear it fly over their pier at 7:30 in the morning on a calm morning. They call the wildlife people at the park there at the lake, and they go, hey, some dumbass is out here flying a plane around my pier, and I don't like it. Okay, well, they get in their boat, they ride down to my place, they see me flying this plane, and in the meantime, they've been informed about the FAA rules. Okay? Might be a game warden I know. Might be one that's new. He might want to try to be cocky and set a new precedence for me. I don't know, but if he comes up and goes, hey, you're flying at a state park, man, you got your FAA, your AMA, or you got your trust certificate? Yeah, I do. Oh, well, can I see it? Certainly, here it is. Boom. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day and keep flying, man. Done. But if I don't, and he wants to be a real prick, he could go, well, you're in federal violation of the FAA code. Without this, and this, I can commandeer your plane and fine you up to $5,000 for that airplane. I don't know, man. Again, do I want to go hire an attorney to fight it? I don't know. So again, it's just I'd just rather do easy and be done with it. For me, that's just me. And I do. My lake house is at a state park. So, and I do fly a lot off of water. It just depends on, I guess, what the enforcement in your area. If you live in a small town, or people talk a lot, or people watch our show and go, oh, let me stir a turd with this whole RC aviation stuff. I'm going to call somebody and go, well, I know that Skip Built flies at this location at a school. Does Skip Build have all these things these guys are talking about? Because if he don't, you need to arrest him and the flight test boys or crash test boys. Okay, well now you've got a thorn in your side. Now you've got somebody causing you a problem. Just saying. I don't want no problems, man. You know? So, just me.
Mike. Oh man, it's too funny.
See what Deuces, everybody doesn't have a damn AstroTurf field they can fly off of, man.
Dude, you ain't lying.
I'm telling you, he
It's
doesn't
so nice.
Yeah, that's right, mafia style. Break it on down.
This is
So,
your...
who you gonna call now? Hmm. Hey Jared, take care, man. Thank you for coming, buddy. I appreciate it. George Watt said the city I live in does not allow drones in the parks. They let us fly planes off the lake. They know we're all responsible. Exactly. A lot of the schools around here in our area used to allow flying off of certain areas around the school. They don't anymore. They run all the guys off because of liability issues and because of what people can do with a drone over a school. You know, this day and time, you don't know what people can do with a drone. So, you know, airplanes typically don't have GPS on them that you can lock into a coordinate, plan a coordinate, take it to that coordinate, and do whatever it is your crazy mind wants to do, like a drone does. You know, shit is fucking traumatic.
Well, that's like one of so talking about learning and stuff. One of the neighbors learned that if you're out in public, you have no expectation of privacy. Because
well, yeah.
we had, well, the thing was is we had our HOA, like we had one of our meetings, and we had it at basically the intersection of, because our neighborhood's small, but intersection of this road where it's like dead ends at, and like there was multiple people filming it because we got some turmoil going on in the HOA. Thank you, HOA. Yeah. And heard it through the rumor mill that she asked the president asked a few people to delete the footage. And it's like, no. It's like, well, I'll just get my attorney involved. It's like, well, good luck with that because you're in a public place. You have no expectation of privacy. And that's true. That's federal. That's Supreme Court.
Well,
and I was just like,
yeah. It's all a matter of who wants to stir a hornet's nest, man. And, you know, it is what it is. It sucks, but at the end of the day, you know, I just figured, you know, I'm gonna have my stuff, you know.
Yeah,
we have HOA too, and you can't please everybody. Or always somebody gonna be bitching at HOA. It doesn't matter what it's about. You know, they don't like your flowers, your mailbox, your this, your that, but yet they're the ones doing shit in their yard that they shouldn't be doing. You know, but yeah, I get all that. I had somebody bitching about me running a planer in my garage one morning, about 9 o'clock. You know, I was planing some wood. We do woodworking and stuff. And it says right in our covenants that you're not supposed to park a motorhome in your driveway. Well, now they've got a damn, 35-foot motorhome sitting in their driveway. I'm thinking, wait a minute. You worried about planing some boards, 30 minutes out of the day, but you parking a damn motorhome in your damn driveway 7 days a week, 24/7. Kiss my,
kiss my butt.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna plane all the wood I want, man. So that's how it works. And you know what they say about assume, Mr. George Watts. So, you about ready to wrap this thing up, man?
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
I'm getting hot. I'm ready to go sit in some AC. It's hot out here in this garage, man. But yeah,
What? You in good shape?
Well, that ain't no doubt. But I mean, damn, it don't mean I still ain't hot. It's right sticky out here. I ain't got conditioned air. You know, just look. I don't live in Seattle. Okay, so I got conditioning in the house. But guys, stick around for the E-Flight Viper 70mm overhaul. It's going to look great. We're going to get it done. Hopefully, we'll get a remade on this plane soon and get it to you guys. Like I said, I didn't want to bore you with all the rebuild details because we've all seen it done. But if you got any questions, guys, you can hit me up. I'll be glad to tell you what I did and what I'm using and this and that. Yeah, I just appreciate all of you being here and enjoying the show and hanging out and throwing around your opinions, and we appreciate it, man.
Awesome, guys. Well, appreciate the education on the whole trust deal. Even though it's called trust, still don't trust government, but I'll do it because it's the right thing to do.
Well, you know, hey, you can't always trust the right people anyway. You know what I mean? So, not this time, you know. So,
man, look, ain't no lie, I'm a Republican, but hell, I don't even trust those jokers.
Damn, Dave Marshall, you scared me, man. Damn.
He learned that in the Navy.
Damn.
Yeah, the Navy.
Thanks for coming, man.
Oh, man. And George, if you lived, dude, if we were neighbors, you go and start the turbine, I would bring out the lawn chair and like some badass music like from the 70s or 80s, crank up some fireworks, like the whole damn neighborhood would know like we are violating community standards together.
Same.
Oh man.
Oh Lord.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
But awesome, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys as always. Thanks for joining us. And,
hope to see you back next week. Same time, same place, same channel. Flight Club. Round 71. Damn. Man, it's just getting on up there, you know? And we got a box.
We got a box. We got a box.
Uh-huh. All right, fellas. Take us out of here, man.
Awesome, guys. Well, you guys know the lineup, at least by now. So, be able to check out GB Lennon and Shay tomorrow. And, you know, of course, the rest of guys for the rest of the week. Hope you guys have a good one. Thanks again. And we will see you guys this time next week on Tuesday.
Thanks,
see
guys.
y'all.
Appreciate it.
All right, so